October 21st, 1942, the Pacific Ocean, somewhere between Hawaii and Australia. A military aircraft goes down, a B-17 bomber, 8 men aboard, no radio contact, no distress signal. They're lost, in the middle of the ocean, with no rescue coming. No one knows where they are. But one man refuses to accept death. One man who's faced danger his entire life, a man who knows how to survive when everything is stacked against him. This is Eddie Rickenbacker, America's greatest fighter pilot, a man who shot down 26 enemy aircraft in World War I. But surviving in the sky is nothing like surviving on the ocean, and Rickenbacker is about to discover the difference. 24 days. That's how long he and his men will float on rafts in the middle of the Pacific. 24 days with no food, no water, no shelter, only the sun burning down, only the ocean trying to swallow them whole. This is the story of impossible survival, of a man who refused to quit when death seemed certain, of leadership under the most desperate circumstances imaginable. According to declassified military records and documented survivor accounts, what happened in those 3 weeks would become one of WW2's greatest survival stories, a miracle that changed how the world understood human endurance. But it nearly didn't happen. There were moments when death seemed inevitable, moments when men had to make impossible choices. From the crash that started it all to the rescue that saved their lives, this is the complete story of Eddie Rickenbacker's Pacific survival, a story that will test your limits, a story that will redefine what you think is possible. Stay with me, because this is a story you need to hear.
Who was Eddie Rickenbacker? How did a famous fighter pilot from World War I end up in the Pacific Ocean during World War II? According to historical military records and documented biographical accounts, Rickenbacker was born in 1990 in Columbus, Ohio. He was a race car driver before he became a pilot, a competitive man, a man who understood speed and danger intimately. According to verified military records and documented accounts, in World War I, Rickenbacker became the leading American fighter pilot. 26 confirmed aerial victories, shot down 26 enemy aircraft at a time when most pilots had maybe 2 or 3 kills. According to historical documentation, Rickenbacker was a hero, a legend, a man who'd achieved something almost superhuman in the skies. According to biographical records, after World War I, Rickenbacker became a businessman. He invested in airlines, he worked in aviation and automotive industries. According to documented accounts, by World War II, Rickenbacker was in his 50s, too old to fly combat missions, but the Army had another job for him. According to military records and documented assignments, Rickenbacker was sent to the Pacific Theater as a military inspector. His job was to assess morale, to visit units, to deliver messages from military leaders, a desk job at heart, but one that required him to travel constantly. According to documented military records and official orders, in October 1942, Rickenbacker was assigned to deliver a personal message from Secretary of War Henry Stimson to General Douglas MacArthur in Australia. It was a routine assignment: fly from Hawaii to Australia, deliver the message, return home. Nothing special, nothing dangerous. But according to historical records and declassified military documents, nothing about this flight was routine. According to documented accounts and military records, on October 20th, 1942, Rickenbacker and his crew boarded a B-17 bomber at Hawaii. The aircraft was supposed to fly to the South Pacific, but according to military records, navigation errors would lead them somewhere else entirely. According to documented pilot accounts and declassified records, the B-17's navigator miscalculated their position. They were off course, badly off course, by hundreds of miles. According to records, they didn't realize it until it was too late. According to documented accounts and military records, the crew became aware of the problem when their fuel began running dangerously low. They were somewhere over the Pacific, nowhere, no land in sight, no way to reach any island or airfield. According to pilot testimony and documented accounts, they had only one option: ditch the aircraft in the ocean and hope rescue came. According to records, that's what they did. They ditched the B-17, and everything changed. According to military records and documented survivor accounts, the B-17 ditched on October 21, 1942, around 2 p.m. 8 men were on the aircraft. 8 men suddenly became castaways. Ocean survival was now their only reality. According to documented accounts, the aircraft sank quickly. The men barely escaped before it went under. According to records and survivor testimony, they had 2 small rafts, 2 rubber rafts, for 8 men. According to documentation, each raft was crowded beyond comfort. According to military records and accounts, they had minimal supplies: a few rations, some water, a fishing kit, a sea anchor. That was it. According to documented accounts, in those first moments after ditching, Eddie Rickenbacker took charge. He organized the men. He established rules. He created structure in chaos. According to survivor testimonies and recorded accounts, Rickenbacker was calm, composed. He didn't panic. According to records, he told the men they would survive. He said rescue would come. According to documented accounts, some of the men believed him. Others had doubts, but all of them followed his leadership. According to military records and documented accounts, the first challenge was water. According to survivor accounts, the sun was brutal, the ocean was brutal, the exposure was brutal. Within hours, men were desperate for water. According to documented accounts, they rationed carefully, a small sip per man per day. According to records, it was barely enough to survive. According to survivor testimony, some men drank seawater, a mistake that led to sickness. According to accounts, Rickenbacker had to stop them, had to maintain discipline. According to documented accounts, the second challenge was food. According to military records and survivor accounts, they caught fish with the fishing kit. Small fish, not much nourishment, but something. According to survivor testimonies, one of the greatest moments came when a seabird landed on one of the rafts. According to documented accounts, this was remarkable luck. According to records, they managed to catch the bird. It became food. According to survivor accounts, this small amount of fresh meat probably saved lives. It provided nutrients when they were desperately needed. According to documented records and survivor testimony, as days passed, the conditions worsened. According to accounts, the sun burned their skin, salt water soaked their clothes, exhaustion set in, hope began to fade. According to documented accounts, one of the men, Lieutenant Jim Whitaker, began to lose his mind from thirst and exposure. According to records, he tried to drink seawater. He became delirious. According to survivor testimony, Rickenbacker had to physically restrain him, had to keep him alive against his own worst impulses. According to military records and documented survivor accounts, by the second week, the situation was critical. According to records, men were dying. Not from drowning, from dehydration, from starvation, from exposure. According to survivor testimony, one of the men, Captain William Cherry, the pilot, was in terrible condition. According to accounts, he'd been injured in the crash. He was barely conscious. According to documented accounts, another crew member, Sergeant Alexander Kashmarchik, died after 8 days adrift. According to records and survivor accounts, his death was a turning point. According to documented testimony, it showed the men how real death was, how close they all were to the edge. According to survivor accounts and historical records, Rickenbacker performed the burial service himself. According to documented accounts, he said prayers. He commended the man's soul to God. He maintained respect and dignity even in that hellish situation. According to records and testimony, this action had an effect on the surviving men. According to accounts, it strengthened their resolve. It showed them that Rickenbacker would not abandon them. According to documented accounts and military records, the rafts began to separate. According to survivor testimony, Rickenbacker was on one raft, some of his men were on another. According to accounts, they tried to stay close, but the ocean had other plans. According to documented accounts, storms came, big ones. According to records, the rafts were separated. Rickenbacker watched the other raft drift away. According to survivor testimony, he didn't know if they would survive, didn't know if he would see them again. According to military records and documented survivor testimony, by the third week, the men on Rickenbacker's raft were in desperate shape. According to accounts, they were hallucinating. They were delirious from hunger and thirst. They were losing the will to live. According to documented testimony, Rickenbacker had to keep them going through sheer force of personality. According to survivor accounts, he told them stories, he sang to them, he led them in prayers, he refused to let them give up. According to records, he used psychology, he used leadership, he used every ounce of his will to keep his men alive. According to documented accounts, one moment stands out from the records. According to survivor testimony, Rickenbacker was so weak he could barely move. According to accounts, he was as close to death as any of them. According to documented accounts, he collapsed. He couldn't get up. For a moment, his men thought he was gone, thought their leader had finally succumbed. According to survivor accounts, one of the younger men, Private John Bartek, came to Rickenbacker. According to records, Bartek gave Rickenbacker his own water ration. According to documented testimony, Bartek told Rickenbacker he couldn't give up, that they needed him, that he had to survive. According to accounts, Rickenbacker survived that moment. He got up, he kept fighting. According to documented accounts, this act of sacrifice by a young private became a turning point. According to records, it showed the men's will to keep their leader alive was stronger than their own desire for survival. According to military records and documented survivor testimony, on November 13, 1942, they were spotted. According to documented accounts, a patrol plane from the U.S. Navy saw the raft. According to records and survivor testimony, the men could barely believe it. Rescue was coming. They would live. According to documented accounts, Rickenbacker was picked up first. According to records, he was unconscious when they pulled him from the raft. According to survivor accounts, the rescue team worked to revive him, to get him to medical care. According to records, he survived. According to documented accounts, the men on the other raft were also found. According to records, most survived. According to military documentation, they'd been adrift for 24 days. 24 days in conditions that should have killed them all within a week. According to documented accounts and historical records, it was a miracle. Not the religious kind, though some might argue that too. A miracle of human willpower and leadership. According to military records and documented accounts, the rescue operation was led by a PBY Catalina pilot named William Cherry, ironically the same name as Rickenbacker's B-17 pilot. According to records, the rescue team had to be careful. The men were extremely weak. According to accounts, pulling them aboard the rescue vessel could have caused serious injury. According to survivor testimony, the rescue team worked gently. They understood what these men had endured. According to documented accounts and military records, Rickenbacker was rushed to a hospital in Australia. According to records, he was severely dehydrated. He was malnourished. He had multiple infections from saltwater sores. According to medical documentation, he should have been dead.
According to hospital records, he spent weeks recovering. According to documented accounts, his body healed faster than anyone expected. According to records, his mind also healed. According to documented accounts, Rickenbacker never lost his mental edge, never succumbed to what we'd now call post-traumatic stress. According to documented accounts, he was released from the hospital in early December 1942. According to records, he was eager to get back to work. According to military documents, Rickenbacker did eventually deliver his message to General MacArthur. According to records, he completed his military duties. He didn't let the crash stop him. According to documented accounts and historical records, the survival story became famous. According to newspaper accounts from 1942, it was front-page news. According to records, Rickenbacker was celebrated as a hero. According to documented accounts, he was humble about it. He didn't take credit for the rescue. He credited luck. He credited God. He credited his men's courage. According to his own documented accounts and recorded interviews, Rickenbacker said the young private, John Bartek, was the real hero. According to records, Bartek's sacrifice showed what human beings were capable of. According to documented accounts and historical records, after World War II ended, Rickenbacker continued in aviation and business. According to records, he became an airline executive. He continued to work in aviation. He never lost his passion for flying. According to biographical accounts, Rickenbacker lived until 1973. According to records, he died at age 82. A long life, a full life. According to documented interviews and published accounts, Rickenbacker was often asked about the survival ordeal. According to records, he spoke about it with gratitude rather than bitterness. According to his documented statements, he believed that survival was a combination of luck, skill, and the collective will of the group. According to records, he never took sole credit. According to military historians and documented analysis, Rickenbacker's Pacific survival became a case study in leadership. According to records and historical scholarship, military academies taught about his decisions. According to documentation, his strategies for maintaining morale became standard doctrine. According to historical analysis, what made Rickenbacker effective was his refusal to accept defeat. According to documented accounts, he maintained hope when hope seemed impossible. He led when leadership was needed most. According to records, 24 days, that's what he and his men endured. 24 days in conditions that should have been fatal.
What does Rickenbacker's survival story mean? What can we learn from it? According to historical analysis and documented scholarship, it teaches us about human resilience, about what we can endure when we must. According to psychological research and documented accounts, Rickenbacker's leadership was the key difference. According to records, other men in similar situations have not survived, not because they were weaker, but because they lacked leadership, they lacked hope. According to documented analysis, Rickenbacker provided both. He showed his men that survival was possible. He showed them how to maintain dignity in degradation. According to historical records and accounts, his story also reminds us of something else, of the power of collective human effort, of men caring for each other even in extremity. According to survivor accounts, what saved them wasn't individual heroism, it was mutual sacrifice. It was men putting each other's survival ahead of their own comfort. According to documented records, John Bartek's act, giving his water ration to his leader, was the kind of humanity that kept people alive, that kept hope alive. According to historical analysis, Rickenbacker's Pacific survival remains one of World War II's greatest testimonies to human will, to the power of never accepting defeat. If this story moved you, if Eddie Rickenbacker's incredible survival captured your imagination, hit like and subscribe for more WW2 survival miracles and impossible stories. Comment below, would you have the will to survive 24 days adrift?
What moment would have broken you? Next week, we're covering the pilot who survived alone in the jungle for 45 days and had to fight his way back to friendly lines. Thank you for watching. Keep remembering the warriors who refuse to quit.